in this game. He picked up 3 wickets. He got the wicket of Babar first up. Babar got out first ball, so he just needed to hold his nerve, pull it in the right area, and that would have been it. But yeah, 2 full tosses. I know it's a tail ender, but can't bowl full tosses to anybody. They will dispatch you, and that's exactly what happened. If you have to feel for Afghanistan, the team, they fought really well. They almost defended a very low score. Again, not only the spinners, the fast bowlers did very well. Fareed Ahmed picked up 3 wickets, Fazal Farooqi 3 wickets, and of course the spinners didn't pick up wickets, but they did a job. Rashid Khan economy of 6.25. He picked up a couple, but Mujib no wickets, economy of 12 runs in his 4 overs. Nabi also, economy of 7.33. So they were very economical. They bowled really well. They kept Pakistan in check throughout the match, and the match was in the bag for them when they got the wicket of Asif Ali. Just those 2 full tosses completely changed things and got Pakistan the victory. Pakistan, if you look at their bowling, I felt again Naseem Shah was outstanding. Economy of 4.75. 1 wicket. Haris Rauf, he picked up the first wicket. He picked up 2 overall, but he picked up the first wicket to give Pakistan the momentum. And the Nawaz and Shadab did the job as well. They kept both ends tight. Hasnain was slightly expensive, but all the others bowlers did a very good job and restricted Afghanistan. Afghanistan, if you look at their batting, it was just Hazratullah Zaizai and Ibrahim Zardan who chipped in with 20 and 30 runs respectively, and then Rashid Khan a small cameo, 18 or 15. But apart from that, they did struggle. It was a slowish pitch, and you can see now the pitches are starting to slow down with the amount of games happening. But still, Sharjah hasn't had plenty of games so far, but you can tell that it was slow. It was conducive not only to spin but fast bowling variations. Fast bowlers who varied the pace well did well, and at this tournament, how it's been different to last year. It's the beginning of the season, so it's been more conducive to fast bowlers than anything else. You saw, yesterday Sri Lanka, their fast bowlers picked up wickets, and today it was Afghanistan and Pakistan as well. And I think overall they did a very good job, the Pakistani bowlers. And from the batting side of things, there was Shadab's innings who got them back into the game. They were behind the 8 ball. He came in, hit a few lusty blows. If you look at his over score 36 of 26, that his strike rate was 130, but it was amazing. At the situation of that game where the required was 8-9, and they were the run rate at that time was 4 or 5 runs and over. So he sped up the rate and allowed Pakistan to get closer to the target. It was a really good innings by him. A couple of sixes, a 4 as well. It released the pressure of the other players and got them closer to that target. Although it was a low target, it got them close there, and then it gave them that chance. Obviously, no one expected Naseem Shah to hit 2 sixes, but Shadab's innings gave them that chance to get to that target. But in the end, it was those 2 sixes which won them the game. Strike rate of 350, 14 of 4, Naseem Shah, 2 sixes. For me, he's the man of the match. I know Shadab got it, but he's the man of the match. Without his innings, Pakistan don't win and they don't make the finals as of today. But they eventually have made the finals, and he was the game changer. Outstanding by him. Even with the ball, his economy was 4.75 with the bat. No one expected those 2 sixes. But great game overall. Plenty of there was a plenty of what's it called, Temperance flying as well. You saw the Asif Ali situation and stuff like that. You don't even the crowd, like the Afghanistani fans, they lost it. They started throwing stuff. You don't want to see things like that. It's a great game of cricket. You have to enjoy the game. Winning and losing is part and parcel. I understand you get upset, but there's no room for physical violence and stuff like that. You have to be a bit careful. And the Afghanistani fans did get upset. Even the Asif Ali and the fight he had with Fareed Ahmed, that was also not called for. But I understand that it was in the heat of the moment. But from fans' perspective, you have to be a bit more careful. It was such a good game. It was the best game of the tournament, and this rivalry is now heating up. It's becoming bigger than other rivalries in world cricket. It's because the closeness of the games. Then the closeness of both countries. The cultures are very similar. Everything is similar. So it's just a rivalry that is growing. Hopefully it stays a healthy rivalry and nothing too vicious. But it was outstanding. It was worth it. The best game I've seen in a stadium. It had all the emotions covered, and that's what you want. For it to go to the last ball, you don't know what the result is going to be. Any team can win. And in the end, it was Pakistan. But congratulations to them. They are in the finals. They're going to play Sri Lanka. So there'll be a dress rehearsal on Friday. Then Sunday will be the final. These two teams have played plenty of matches in the UAE. In the Sharjah Cup back in the 90s, they played quite a few finals there, and now they'll be back at it against each other. Both teams have been playing good cricket. The most deserved teams in this tournament to make it to the finals. And a word on Afghanistan. I think they've really improved as a side. The batting unit has improved yesterday. They didn't live up to the expectations, but also it was a tough pitch. The Pakistani batsmen also couldn't really master the conditions, and if it wasn't for Naseem Shah, they would have lost the game. So it wasn't easy, but overall their batting has been good in this tournament. And I feel another improvement has been the fast bowling. Yes, Fazil Haq got hit for those 2 6s under pressure. He bowled those full tosses, but overall he's been really good in the power play. He's picked up wickets for them. In the death, he's restricted. Fareed Ahmed as well has picked up wickets, and they've strengthened the Afghanistani bowling. Otherwise, Afghanistan is known for the spin bowling, but in this tournament, I felt the fast bowlers did a good job, and it's improved the team overall. The batting and the fast bowling has made the team even stronger. And watch out for Afghanistan in the T20 World Cup. I know it's going to be different conditions, but the fact that they've improved in different departments now will make them a stronger team. They can challenge other teams. And if it wasn't for those 2 full tosses, they would have won the game and they would have been in contention for that final. But it isn't to be. And just hope they learn from this, and it's a good experience for them. They've competed against top teams. They've done well, and now just about learning from those experiences and try and cross the line. It happens. It's happened in the last 2-3 years, I think, against Pakistan. They get so close and they just cannot cross the line. Today, it felt like it's not going to happen. They will win the game. When Asif Ali got out, I felt sitting there that Pakistan have this game in the bag, but then it wasn't to be. So they're getting this close, but they're just not being able to cross that line. It's about holding your nerve. You have to learn from this, and you have to get the basics right. Full tosses and stuff. I understand where it's coming from, but they just have to work on that more and be a bit more accurate in this situation. And they will learn. It's a matter of time. It's a young team. It's a new team. They haven't played as much as cricket as Pakistan has, as India has, Sri Lanka has. They don't have that same history, but they will get there. They will definitely get there. They're a strong team. They've competed well in the Asia Cup, and best of luck to them in the future. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Tomorrow we have India, Afghanistan. Both teams are out of the tournament, but it's just a game that they will have to play. It's going to be difficult for them to be charged for this kind of game when you're out of the tournament, but they have to look at it from the perspective of a T20 World Cup. They'll have to try combinations, which is going to help them, and it's about getting those runs and wickets under your belt, getting some confidence going into that World Cup. Every game now matters in terms of T20 cricket because you have that World Cup coming up. So I wouldn't say dead rubber, but of course it's in terms of the tournament, it is there's nothing that's going to affect this. The result of this game is not going to affect anything in the tournament. But India have a lot to ponder. Let's see what they try out tomorrow. A lot of issues in terms of team selection, squad selection, in terms of the players who are selected who haven't performed, and they'll have to work that out going into that World Cup. Whereas Afghanistan, for them, is just trying to keep that momentum going and crossing that line. And then you have that Friday game and Sunday game, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. The Sunday game, the final is going to be very interesting. It can go either way. I think the toss will be a factor again. Unfortunately, the sides winning the toss, bowling first, have won all the games, but it's not been as one-sided as we've seen in the T20 World Cup. There has been competition between bat and ball. There has been a bit less dew because of the heat. Yesterday in that India-Sri Lanka game as well, there was less dew. It was 35 degrees at night, so there wasn't too much room for dew. Even today in Sharjah, the ball was gripping in that second half. Rashid was getting it to turn, Mujib as well, and there wasn't as much dew as you expect. So the competition has been better, but the fact that the chasing side know what the target is, it becomes a bit easier to chase, and you've seen that with the results in this tournament so far. So hopefully we get to see a good, exciting final. Again, whoever wins the toss will have a slight advantage, but you can't count any team out. Sri Lanka have done really good in this tournament. All their batsmen have contributed. From Pakistan's point of view as well, Babar Azam hasn't been in the best of form, but they've still been winning games. So they will be confident with their overall team performance. points. Both teams have bowled well, and yeah, it makes it for an exciting final. We'll talk more about it as we get closer to then, but make sure you go and watch the highlights of today's game. Outstanding game, best game of the tournament so far. It covered every single emotion, like I mentioned, and hopefully we get to see more cricket classics like this. But thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the latest cricketing content.